Okay, so myself Hiral Kashyap, and today I'm going to present modernist literature and science fiction in it. So, modernist literature. Next slide. Okay. Modernism was essentially based on a utopian version of human life and society and a belief in progress or moving forward. Modernist ideas pervaded art, architecture, literature, religion, faith, philosophy, social organization, activities of daily life, and even the science. Next. Literary modernism or modernist literature organized in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, mainly in Europe and North America, and is characterized by self-conscious break with the traditional ways of writing in both poetry and prose fiction. Five characteristics of modernist literature. Experimentation. Modernist literature employed a number of different experimental writing techniques that broke the conventional rules of storytelling. Some of those techniques include blended imaginary and themes, absurdism, and stream of consciousness, which is a free flowing inner monologue. Second is individualism. Modernist literature typically focuses on individual rather than society as a whole stories, follows character as the adapt from changing world, often dealing with difficult circumstances and challenges. Multiple perspectives. Many modernist writers wrote in the first person perspective with multiple characters to emphasize the subjectively of each character and add depth to the story by presenting variety of viewpoints. Literary devices. Many modernist writers rely on literary devices like symbolism and imaginary to help the reader understand the writing and create a stronger connection between the text and reader. Next. I would like to give an example of modernist literature, which is sci-fi movie Inception. Inception is a 2010 science fiction action film written and directed by Christopher Nolan, and who is also produces the film with Emma Thomas, his wife. Inception. Next. Even the dreams are highly structured things. If you die in the dream or fall in the real world, you wake up, you can feel pain, and there is an exact connection between dreams and time and real time. Inception is definitely science fiction, even though Cobb never dreams of tattooing or tattooing. The way the film is set up, Inception is a story about a man trying to get home to his children. In truth, the underlying message as we interpret it of this sense mentioned above is that Cobb is actually still dreaming, and in the end, his dreams are his new home. What is the science of Inception? Wagner and his colleagues rebounded their way into people's dreams. Inception, the science, the rebound effect is a method of control contents of someone else's dream. Inception work in this movie and in real life. Inception also makes a point about the difficulty of knowing something is a real of a dream. Science fiction generally has imaginative but somewhat possible premises. As the name implies, the genre is concerned with the technology and science. Classic sci-fi movie were often set in future or outer space or focused on the scientific discovery, robot, clones, etc. These tend to be a genre of idea, and a filmmaker uses to explore philosophical ideas such as ethics, social structure, and identity, especially what it means to be human. Some example of science fiction movies are the Godzilla and Planet of the Apes, Star Wars, Aliens, and uh, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. In the Inception, memory is a theme that that reflects how unresolved attachment one has to the past can linger in the subconscious, foreclosing the possibility of true happiness. Male, in the particular, is a character that embodies Cobb's toxic and self-destructive tendency to live in a theater of memory where she is still alive. Next. So here is the conclusion. Modernist literature focused on science, philosophy, art, and variety of creative elements to examine the human experience. Its inception is to plant an original idea deep in the target's mind that their powerful subconscious becomes convinced it is real and their own. Inception is a modernism because in Inception, next slide. in Inception, it's a representation of psychological reality and time as an interior concept. Inception tendency towards genetic cross-reference and intertextuality creates a relationship with audience and both playing with complementing their knowledge of the films. Next.